Good evening and welcome to the Halloween special. Today, we will be designing a fictional monster for my fictional world of imagination. I know I haven't done many videos on this series, but I had an idea and I wanted to make a video on it. Alright, so I want to make this thing based off of something from Japanese folklore. Japanese folklore, or yokai, is something I've loved for a good while, but figured out about when I was way too young, and it scared the crap out of me. Now, I love it. Some of the future magic creatures are based off of yokai, but for today, let's figure out what we're going to base this creature off of. We could go for the Tesu, a rap man who likes to eat old religious scripts, or the Omi Bozu, a giant yokai that sinks ships and is said to be made entirely out of water. But I think we're gonna base it off a yokai known as the Tetsu Komogami. Tetsu Komogamis are yokai that after a long period of time possess a variety of household objects just to disturb people. So I'm thinking instead of one spirit possessing one household objects, what if a ton of spirits possess an entire house? But let's take it a bit further than that. A ton of spirits possess a small cabin and turn it into a mega mansion of yokai. You know what? That sounds good. Let's get designing. Alright, so I start off using the original cabin that I drew earlier for the reference because I'm not good with perspective. Now this is a very long sketch section where you get basically the whole concept, basically the whole artwork just in the sketch. Alright, then we get the tail down, and I made sure to make the tail, like a silhouette inside the body at first. So it's not just, a tail sticking out of the back, it's actually like the box is over the tail. Over the slithery body. Then I draw the box, which took forever, and still took forever in the line art section. I wanted to add wings to it at some point, but I just didn't think they worked, so I just thought I'd add more arms. And there goes my my recording program. That went out for a bit, but it just jumps back in the middle of my line art. There isn't much to say about the line art that you didn't already see in the sketch. It takes a while for me to draw the Omi Bozu on the top because I thought that'd be a neat addition, just a pool with an Omi Bozu in it. But yeah, I spent a lot of time on the perspective with this thing, and I'm just gonna let it play out so you can just see this in all its, horror. Now, for the, the colors, I went for something I like to call the faded party look. Like, yeah, there's a lot of booming colors, but they're faded. Like, the party ended a while ago, if you know what I mean by that. So, like, I have, like, faded green, faded red, different types of colors for different types of body parts. Like, there's dog body parts, so that has a brown tail. There's human body parts, so that's like skin toned. Reptile body parts, that's green. Like that kind of stuff. And then the only Bozu is watercolored. Alright, but that's not enough, now is it? We only designed one massive ladder of a monster, but I want one more. So why don't we go the Yokai Watch route? And what do I mean by the Yokai Watch route? Now, in Yokai Watch, you would fight bosses like you do in a lot of other games, but in every subsequent game, you'd be able to actually befriend said bosses, and they'd be a smaller version of their boss form. They're smaller and less powerful, so why don't we design a different version of the massive lad we designed earlier, but to a smaller, less powerful version as well? Alright, so I probably won't comment that much on the actual drawing itself, because it's a very fast speed paint because of how long it took. And I wanted to make sure that this is a somewhat shorter video. So, my thought process here was I wanted to make this thing adorable, yet kind of still spooky. So you could find some, like, spooky aspects about it, but it's cute to where people are actually going to like it. I also decided to, instead of just taking every single part and trying to mash it into a very small creature, I instead wanted to make it something similar to taking the reptilian parts, basically meaning the main parts of the original, and then putting those into a monster instead of putting them all into a monster. So I just took the house and added the reptilian parts in there, and basically made the head the entire body this time, to make it smaller and cuter. And for colors, I originally wanted to make it the original colors of the house. As you can see, they were a bit blue at first, but I actually ended up trying to make it the colors of the mansion part, which the roof was pink and the sides were green. Now, I'm sure you have a couple questions, like, why did you do that? Why did you design a smaller creature? Who are you and what do you do in my family? Now, I can answer a couple of those. So, imagine you're in a game, and, a sonar goes off, just like you get, it fades out, and a sonar goes off, alerting you that there's a boss in a specific area. You go to that area, and it's this thing. So you fight it, and once you go inside, it's like a barrage of different spirits that are just having a party in there. Say, after you beat it from the inside, you get a chance to befriend it. And once you do, it becomes a smaller, less powerful version of itself, right? That's kind of what was in the back of my mind when designing this. So let me introduce to you the Omega Gami. Alright, thanks for watching. Sorry about how literally sketchy the beginning animation was. I wanted to make sure it was really, the rest of the video was pretty high quality, so I promise next Imagine video there will be an actual, finished animation. But I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Rest well.